Celtics history, we all understand, and he was very, very dominant tonight. And I think some of the fouls down the stretch, I look forward to seeing them in the light of day, but I thought that they weren't. You know, verticality, decent block, and even his block that wasn't called, and it shouldn't have been, on Kyrie with his left hand, you know, to sort of almost seal the game, was special.
Coach, pregame you talked about the responsibility that Joel takes on. How do you feel like he took that on tonight with just everything that was going on? Double digits.
Yeah. I mean, where do you begin? Look at his rebounds. Look at his free throw attempts, and then look at the free throws made. Like that is a for a 7'2", you know, center, anybody. That's an impressive stat. I think the responsibility and sort of the weight, given his history with this organization, certainly he's aware of. I think he embraces it, and tonight he showed in many ways just how much it means to him. And I respect his just tenacity. If you're going to beat Boston, we can talk about things, defensive schematics on Kyrie or Al or whatever, or, you know, you got a mentality and a mental and physical sort of mindset you have to win. They're a physical team. They're good. And I thought we found something different in the second half after going through, you know, some uncertainty at stages in the first half especially.
Jimmy had 15 in the fourth quarter. I think the last three he's averaging 12
yeah.
in the fourth. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, that you wanted him, got him. But just how assertive and how aggressive he's being, you know, when it matters the most.
Yeah. I mean, the stats that you just mentioned, Tom, confirm that there is there's sort of a spirit and a, you know, personality that you can see emerge too in that situation, fourth period situation. I mean, he was a man tonight. He was an adult. He had swagger. He had just sort of this belief that he was going to find a way to score or get other people involved. And, you know, you could feel it with Tobias and Jimmy in a lot of pick and rolls, and for different reasons, and they responded well. I thought those two guys connected well when it mattered most.
You found something there in the second half. Was that something I said? You said you found something there in the second disposition that you talk about, and it seemed like that Marcus Smart thing, while it's its own event, seemed to really be the impetus for just getting some energy back in the building.
I think if you talk about, then I'll go there in a minute. I think if you talk about sort of schematic stuff, defensively, they had 21 threes in the first half. That is far, and let's just talk, that's attempts. They made 9 of them, but the attempts is as disturbing as the 9. And we lead the NBA. We're number 1 in the NBA at defending the three-point line. We've taken a lot of time trying to get to that stage and still integrate Joel Embiid into the mix. And I think they had 11 attempts, and we're like 3 for 11. One of them was, you know, that dagger that Kyrie hit, that bomb. One was out of an offensive rebound, and I don't remember the other one. But I think the three-point defense, schematically in the second half, where we got to people's feet and we were on people's doorstep, I think that factored into however many points. You know, they had 46 points only in the second half, and they're a great offensive team. I think the mentality, maybe after Marcus did what he did, you know, it got sort of the building going. Somewhere, you know, between those few things, I think the game changed.
Are you aware of how much a win like this, I know you don't do social media, but how far that goes towards combating a narrative that you can't get over the Boston hump, you can't beat the best teams in the Eastern Conference?
I believe you. I have no idea what you just said. I really mean that. Like, I can understand. I get what you're saying. You know, I'm aware. I'm aware, but when you deliver it like you just deliver it, like there's this frenzy in Facebook or whatever, you know, I'm not aware of that. But I do hear.
Against Milwaukee, Boston, and Toronto this year. So I think now it's 3-7 or something like that, the 2 wins.
But what they should say, if we're all sort of fair and reasonable, is that we have a new team. maybe the times have changed. This team is 7-1. The only loss they've had was by 3 to Boston in game 57, I think it was. And so, like, the rules change, things change. It's so, much a part of, you have to sort of, as best you can, put things in perspective. Don't overreact. It's 82 games. Keep people in the boat, land the plane, all the stuff you hear me say all the time. And in fairness to that room, like, it's a different team. If we walk back there and saw Dario and Cov and all that, maybe you say, oh, there's some things we have to do. And I say that with excitement. Although that number isn't large, 8 games together as a starting 5, the excitement of what we can grow to, and as I keep saying, like, jump into this playoffs and take off is what my job is. And I think that the spirit of the group, I thought the tenacity of that team, where they didn't waver in belief, was as much of an important factor to me as it is when I look down and say, oh, and by the way, we won.
From the starting 5 overall, both offensively and defensively, kind of indicative of what you guys envisioned it might be when you put it together?
A little bit, but I will tell you, I still don't feel entirely equipped to, like, jump into the playoffs if they started tomorrow and say, here we are. You're still searching a little bit on how to tap into Jimmy at times and integrate Tobias into this mix. I like, obviously, the talent and the firepower that we have, but the nuances and the intricacies, I don't feel that yet.
So what you need to do the next 3 weeks, more than anything, is kind of get
it's polish up vanilla. I keep sort of, it's my best way to explain how do you get to perfect vanilla, because it's not going to be sophisticated, but it can be clean and simple, and that's where my head is at, Stephen.
Last one, guys. When you scour the Eastern Conference, you look at a team like Boston tonight, they can put points up. You look at Milwaukee, you look at Toronto. Looking at you guys, you got a lot of firepower, but Ben Simmons is out on the court and really not looking to take a perimeter shot for obvious reasons. How concerned are you about that when you think about playoff competition in terms of what kind of role he's going to have to play?
I am concerned, but I feel that we've learned how to take that fact that you've just said and take the space that he has and put him and JJ in some stuff where JJ turns corners and there's nobody there. I think that we've learned how to place him behind backboards and let him be slippery behind that and be a great offensive rebounder with this space that you're talking about. I feel that in the first 3 seconds, 5 seconds of a shot clock, that's his world. He's a track star. When it gets to half-court basketball, which the playoff is, then I got to place him in those other areas and then wind him up to offensive rebound. The shot, I hear you. I think it's coming, but I hear you.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
I may be wrong, please correct me, but I think this is on the line. Whoa. I think it's just on the line. Psychologically, we're going to find out where you're still with this team. We have to beat these guys along those lines. If I'm correct, now please correct me if I'm wrong. But after a win like this, what does this tell you about your team? I guess when it pertains to Boston as well, especially.
It's not a matter of not thinking that you're capable of beating a team. We feel like we are capable of beating this team, but they make you work for it. It requires a high level of execution and a high level of thinking, and a high level of effort. And I think some of it is just sort of getting over that hump and just feeling good about actually seeing a W against this team.
JJ, it's not something that we often talk about with you, but how did you feel on the defensive end of the floor tonight?
I feel like I did my job.
And then last stretch in the minutes there, that run late in the game, just talk about what changed offensively, defensively for you guys, and got back in that flow and take over the game.
I think everybody just made plays. Jimmy, JJ, Joe, Tobias, everybody.
You've seen now games where, again, 5 guys double figures, and the team's been not together very long offensively. Do you see the offense of this team growing game by game, the cohesiveness offensively growing game by game now?
Yeah, definitely.
Does Jimmy's demeanor change at all when you guys make that transition into the fourth quarter? Because, obviously we see what goes on the court, but what is he like in the huddle late compared to I guess, earlier in the game?
I don't think his demeanor changed. I just, he's comfortable. I think he's more comfortable sort of in that static set where we're playing in a sort of at a slower pace. And there's, I'm sorry, I aspirated earlier and I got something stuck in my throat. Yeah, thanks. There's a, sorry.
I'm good.
There's a real value in having someone who's capable of making plays, against the set defense. Somebody who can shoot over the top of guys and really take advantage of mismatches. And I don't know that you want to play that way for 4 quarters, but certainly at times going down the stretch, there's value in that.
I know you guys have only played, I think, 7 or 8 games together as a starting 5, but is this kind of an example of what you guys are capable of when you have everything clicking?
Sure. I still think we're trying to figure things out a little bit, and I think we all sort of have to learn. I think just the flow of the game at times is a little different than some of us. I would say me too. I mean, some of us, we can go 5-6 possessions without really touching the ball, but yet, you look up and you're like, oh, we have 62 at halftime, or not tonight, but I'm saying just in general. And so those are sort of, the things we just got to keep sort of learning about playing together, because I think the talent is there, and there's a real chance for cohesiveness, because I do think our skill sets complement each other.
Thing that you're most, what is the thing you guys have to work on, I guess, the most over the next 3 weeks? Is it just a matter of playing together and actually getting games under your belts before the playoffs, just in terms of preparing for what that is?
Sure. I mean, I think defensively, communication probably is the biggest thing, and then just continuing to evolve our execution offensively.
What was your impression of the play? Embiid had played 40 minutes and he's matched up against Kyrie. And Kyrie takes him and he somehow blocks it with his left hand.
Oh, it's me?
Whichever one will have a more articulate answer.
You don't remember the play? No, it was, I mean, look, we're asking a lot of Joe, and it's a tough cover. Because if he switches onto Irving or Rozier, that's a tough cover. If they do the throw back to Horford and he's got a long closeout, that's nearly impossible. So we're asking a lot of him. It was a huge defensive play, and really it was almost 2 plays. It was the block, and then the defensive rebound after that.
What did you guys think of the Marcus Smart play? You think that fired you guys up at all?
I actually thought we had started to sort of get sort of a little bit of a rhythm and momentum a little bit towards the end of the second quarter, and felt that too at the beginning of the third. It certainly helped us from a point differential standpoint, because we were able to get to the free throw line, knock down a couple free throws.
And last year, I know it's a different team, but last year you got into a playoffs with a winning streak going in and built some momentum that way. It's a different squad, but do you see any similarities in this? So what are they from how you went into last year into this year as well?
I mean, it's a whole new team, so not really. I mean, I know where you're going, but we got to see how we finish. I think we're in the right direction, headed the right direction.
Ben, what did you think of Marcus Smart play?
Not much. Not much.
A couple more?
Ben, I know you said yesterday that obviously every game matters, and there wasn't necessarily anything too extra about playing basketball tonight, but when you go back in the locker room after a win like this, did it feel like it was anything extra?
I think it just gives us more confidence, a matter of doing it and having it on the paper, and having that confidence going into playoffs and matching up against somebody tough.
Is there anything more important than having the confidence heading into the postseason?
Anything more important? No, confidence is key.
You're obviously newer around here, but did you get any sense of how much that win meant to either the locker room or even just the people in the arena tonight to beat that team?
Yeah, I mean, you could feel it in the arena from the fans. Once the game was over, and all throughout the game, you could feel the passion through the fans of how much they wanted to win, how much we wanted to win, and you know, anytime you're faced against another really good team and a team that's kind of had the number for some time now, it's always going to be a intense environment and just an intense game all around.
Your third game here, I believe, was against Boston. How do you feel like from then to now the team has grown?
I think we've grown in a lot of areas. I think we're kind of starting to realize how much talent level we have as a collective group and how we can all use that in the most sound way. So just getting different efforts from different guys. I mean, we played in Charlotte last night. We get a great effort from JJ, Jimmy, and you know, James Ennis coming off the bench for us. And then tonight, you know, Joel out there playing in the fourth quarter. It was a combination of everybody contributing for the win. And so we're starting to see a lot of that. And, you know, we also know once we lock in and get stops, that really helps us all around.
Tobias, I think you started 4 for 14, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you hit your last 3 shots in the fourth quarter, and then Jimmy started hitting. Did something click for you there, or you just got your spots?
You know, I had a lot of missed shots around the rim tonight that I usually finish, so I wasn't really worried about the start. I know once I get in the rhythm, you know, it's for me, it's you know, just playing off instincts. Once I'm in a rhythm, fourth quarter came. When my name was called, I just got out there and tried to do something to make a spark. And once I got it going, I made sure I tried to pull that energy for everybody else on the floor and try to spark everybody up to just know that we're still in this game. And when you play a team like that and the shots they were hitting, it's kind of discouraging when in the fourth quarter when they make a shot, just because they were making pretty much anything they wanted all throughout the night. So we dug down deep, we got stops, and we were able to convert on the offensive end and just able to make plays out there. So that was the biggest thing for our victory tonight.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm sick, if you can't tell. Yeah, but yeah, I've been dealing with, you know, fever or whatever, but I'm all right. All right, thanks.
There's a lot of sports. That's what Joe be saying.
How comfortable are you getting right now? Working with the unit, everyone's working together. How comfortable is it for you?
Oh, I'm good. I think we're all in a good place. We're out there just having fun, just hooping. Obviously, it's more fun to win than to lose, but I think everybody in a good spot.
It seems that you kind of evolved a little bit into the closer to some degree. How has that come about from where you sit?
They put the ball in my hands in the fourth and tell me to make plays and make shots. I think as of late I've been doing a good job of that, but that could be anybody, to tell the truth. As many weapons as we have on this team. Anybody can get the hot hand, anybody can put the ball in the basket. Just the last few nights it's been me.
JJ said part of the reason he thinks that you take that step in the fourth quarter is just that the game slows down and I guess you have more time to influence those possessions. Do you feel that at all?
I don't know. I just tell you, quarters 1 through 3, I was tired as I don't know what. And I asked Joe before the game, please just get us to the fourth. And I'll do what I'm supposed to do in the fourth quarter. And he did a great job of doing that along with everybody else. And I just made some shots in the fourth. But I think for them to keep us in the game like they did was huge.
Jimmy, this is your third game in this rivalry. Do you feel how important it was to get this win against this team tonight?
Hell yeah. I haven't beat these guys yet while I've been here. Joe was so excited to be able to compete against these guys tonight, saying how much those really good teams. They're one of them. But I got a really good feeling we'll probably see those guys sometime down the road.
You just said you got the fourth close to doing what you were supposed to do before. 15 points, you had double digits last 4 games in a row. I mean, a lot of people when you said you were brought in to kind of be the guy to close out games. Do you feel like that's kind of working out the way it's supposed to?
It's a win, we take it. Let's see how many more of these last couple we got that we can win in a row.
I think you guys are 7-1 now with this starting lineup. Was tonight an example of what you guys are capable of when you're all clicking together?
Yeah, most definitely. We got some true talent in the starting lineup, but our bench, they play with so much energy. They do the dirty work, guard and rebounding, hustle plays. So we need those guys as well. I think when you look down the line, we have a group of guys that can do something special. If we're out there all on the same page, we're all playing hard, and we're all competing.
What kind of mentality do you need, or do you believe you have personally in the fourth quarter in those moments when it gets tight?
I just do what my teammates and coaches ask of me. You know, make the right plays. Don't be scared to take and make some shots. But I'm comfortable. I think I work on my game enough that I can pick my spots on the floor when I get there, make some shots or make the right pass.
Jimmy, to your point, not wanting it to come down to the fourth quarter like that, do you feel like in the earlier parts of games like tonight, it's more about the situations that you're put in, or maybe you're kind of holding back a little bit? I mean, I know that we've talked about this a lot.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I was tired of shit. I'm not even lie to you. Like, that back-to-back got me. And we didn't have Joe last night either. So quarters 1, 2, 3, I was trying. It wasn't going my way. But we won. So I don't care about quarters 1 through 3.
What did you think of Joel's game? It seemed like he did carry you to the fourth quarter like this.
Joe's done that countless amount of time this year, so it's no surprise to you. It's no surprise to me. Anybody else watching this interview, he is a force to be reckoned with, man. He does it all. And he's carried us night in, night out. We're grateful for it. We need him healthy moving forward.
Smart's push of Joe, what did that do to you guys as a team? What did you see?
I didn't see nothing. I'm not finna get into that. Y'all not gonna get me today.
Jimmy, with you saying that you were tired as you know what, the first 3 quarters, how did you turn it up in the fourth quarter being so tired?
Knowing that that's what my team was gonna need for me to do, you know, as the quarter started, everybody was like, hey, you know, take us home. So went out there and turned it up a couple notches. We're getting ready for the playoffs, so I think everybody got to be used to that by now.
When you talk about just something special with this group, what are you most curious to see over the next 3 weeks in terms of preparing for the playoffs?
How many games we can win?
Is there anything in particular in terms of getting ready for the playoffs that you guys need to work on, or things you want to see? It's just having this start on the court more often than it's been.
We good right now, from what I can tell. Right. Obviously, there's always things that we can be better at, but I think as long as we stay together through the good, through the bad, through it all, we'll be in a good position for the playoffs.
You feel confident that you'll be able to maybe turn it on a little bit earlier when the postseason comes around?
I don't know. Whenever we lose, you can ask me that question, but if we're winning, I'm cool with how I play.
Do you have a name for what I can only describe as like a ninja squat that you do after you made that?
Oh, that's TJ's favorite move. I do it a lot in practice, and then when I'm I don't got a name for anything. I'm having fun.
How much fun is this for you? Last one, guys.
It's a lot of fun. Winning's fun. Don't get me wrong, but when you got a great group of guys that get along, that compete, that all want the same goal of winning the championship, I think you smile a little bit bigger.
Reason for the Calshire?
It's Calvin Klein. In my closet.
The success that this team has had against you guys, how important is a game like this one, and especially in the manner in which you guys did it tonight with the late fourth quarter run?
It was good. It was good to get this win. I mean, the first half went down about 15, and to see us fight through it and get back in the game was a great step towards what we're trying to build here.
How much did this one mean to you? Just because it felt like you came out and just refused to let them get another win here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been losing a lot to them. So tonight, you know, one of the things I've been watching, playing against them, you know, I kind of shy away from being physical. But tonight, you know, just watching all the film, I just knew that I had to come out and be extra physical and set the tone, and I'm glad we got the win.
Joel, what was your reaction to what happened with Marcus Smart when he shoved you?
Obviously, I was frustrated because it was a cheap shot. I didn't see it coming, caught me off guard. But, I mean, I don't really want to talk about him, so I don't care.
It seemed like that kind of motivated you, though. You know, afterwards, you pretty much took over. I mean, do you see it that way?
Yeah. It's me gone, he gets the crowd going, and everybody know that I play better when the crowd is involved. So that energy was definitely good for us.
Jimmy said that he was tired first 3 quarters with the back-to-back, and he said, get us there, and you did that. Did you get a sense that that was going to be his time and that he'd be...
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. I told him that I needed him tonight, that I needed this win, and he told me to get him to the fort, and he's going to take over, and that's what I try to do. And obviously in the fort, he's our best closer. He's the got to put the ball in his hands in the fort, and I'm going to do my thing whenever I have the ball. But that was my job tonight, and he showed up, and in the fort he was fantastic.
In terms of the playoff intensity of this game, does this bring you guys to the next, to see what it takes to get to the next level?
Yeah, kinda. Obviously, this is not the playoffs. This is only regular season. But the other day, last Sunday, we played against had the feeling of a playoff game. We got that win, and tonight we got another one against one of the teams we might compete for to get to the finals. So it was good to get both wins.
Coach pregame was talking about the responsibility you have to this franchise, this organization. What kind of responsibility did you have to want to come out here and really beat Boston, considering everything's been going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm the leader, and I've been here the longest, and you can call me whatever you want to call, franchise player, supers, whatever. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. I know what everybody believes and what everybody put on my shoulder, and to me it's just about coming out every night and playing hard and trying to help the team get wins. And obviously I can't do it alone. My teammates have been amazing. The coaches, they've been doing a great job, and we can all do much better than we've been doing tonight. Our defense was average. We didn't play a league of defense in the first half, so we got to do a better job next time.
So what did you see on that final drive by Kyrie?
The whole game, the couple of drives he had on me, that's the thing about being a good defensive player. Stuff happens, and to get his body into guys or into me. So I figured that out, and he tried to get his body into me, and I just let him through, and we covered with my length, and it worked out pretty well. But obviously he's a great player, probably the best finisher in the league. So I had to do whatever I could.
You only play 8 games together with this starting lineup. For a win like tonight against Milwaukee, do you get a sense that when you are at your best, this 5 are at your best, that you're going to be really tough to beat?
Oh yeah, for sure. When we're all healthy, since we have had the new guys, and since we've been playing all together, all 5 starters playing in the same game, we've been doing really good, and we got 2 big wins, one Sunday and tonight. So it's always good for the mental aspect of the game, especially going into the playoffs.
John, on that last play with Kyrie, is the plan for you guys to switch? Was that something you wanted to do, or would you prefer to kind of drop back and...
in situations like that, that was the plan, to switch. And I mentioned that earlier on ESPN. I said that I was the best defensive player in the league, so I had to show that I am by making key plays and by doing my job. And I'm glad I was able to get the stop.
Couple more guys.
You've mentioned before, after games, really specific games, one in LA last year, that those were special games that you knew how good of a performance that it was. Did this one feel like one of those performances to you?
Not really. I shot under 50% from the field. I missed 1 free throw, so it wasn't that good of a game. I can do much better than that, but what I'm learning every day and each day and every day, this is only my third year playing, I figured out that when I play low and I'm in attack mode and I want to get to the rim. I'm basically unstoppable, and I'm going to get to the free throw line. So you just got to keep doing that. And tonight I felt like I was aggressive from the start, and, you know, I got to have that same mentality every night. Whenever my teammates, my coaches want to find me, I got to be ready.
Sometimes players can be victims of the moment, and you said to ESPN that you are the best defensive player in the league. Now that you've had some time to think about it.
I just said it again. I am. I always say it. I say it all the time. You know, just protecting the rim and, you know, guarding, switching on guards, and, you know, I try to do the best job I can with my teammates' help, and, you know, I really focus on that end, and, you know, one of my goals was to win the Defensive Player of the Year. So, you know, I'm going to keep doing my job and trying to help us defensively.
Joel, is there a reason that teams' turnovers, I think in the last 5, like tonight it was 9, 7 the other night, I mean, they've been really high for a while. Has there been a conversation that has brought that number down?
There's always been a conversation, but it starts with me. I average about 3.5 turnovers. The other night, I had 1. Tonight, I had 3. I think it was 2, where 1 was an offensive foul and another one was a double dribble. So, you know, I gotta focus on that, and I really do focus on that. So I think that's gonna be one of the biggest things going into the playoffs, making sure we take out the ball, and it starts with me. I gotta keep my turnovers down, and he helps us better.
Thank you.